Welcome to Leaving the Nest, the college and career podcast where we discuss important dates and information that seniors will need to know before and even after graduation.
Today we're here with Miss Broadfield, our college career counselor, and we're here with Emma Dibert. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
I love the podcast name.
Yeah.
Didn't know we were going for Leaving the Nest.
Yeah.
Very cute.
Alright, so I'm Allison Beeman.
And I'm Maddy, Rockwell.
Alright, so let's start off by having you guys tell us a little bit about yourself and your relationship with Tyrone.
Okay.
Let's start with Miss Broadfield.
Well, I'm Miss Broadfield. I do have a first name, Kelsey Broadfield. I'm the career and college advisor here, so this is my second year, my second of 2 years, so I will be leaving this nest next year.
Aww.
Which is really sad, but I am part of the PA College Advising course, so I get placed at a school for 2 years, and I help the students here with career and college planning. So, and military, all of the above, any post-secondary planning.
All right, Emma.
I was a Tyrone student here. I graduated in 2023. Now I go to Penn Highlands College, and I'm studying business management entrepreneurship.
Nice.
So cool.
Nice.
How's that been for you? Do you like it there?
Good. Yeah, it's pretty easy.
All right. Nice. I'm glad you like it.
How much longer till you graduate?
I graduate in December.
Oh my gosh.
December.
Is that because of the
Yeah.
extra credits you got? Nice. Okay.
Did you say classes at Tyrone that transferred over?
The CTC.
Oh, that's right. So, this question is more directed for Miss Broadfield. Why is it important for students to keep organized and stay on top of things going into graduation?
Yeah, I think senior year goes by super fast. I feel like the first few months, even for me, not being a student, I feel like the first half of the year, you're kind of riding that senior high. You're still like doing your normal stuff, and then the second half of the year hits so hard, and it all happens really fast. And there are a ton of deadlines, not just like for in-school stuff, like your graduation, like your buying your cap and gown, your graduation tickets, things like that, but also like whatever you're doing outside of high school after you graduate also like has its own set of deadlines. So I think trying to get organized is super important, especially like the second half of the year, which we're in now. So, and I'm sure Emma can say something about that as well.
Senior year was super chaotic. I think mainly because I went to 2 different schools, so whatever I was doing at Tyrone, I was also doing at the CTC, so I had 2 separate graduations, deadlines for like scholarships and finals and final projects. I literally had a calendar of everything that I needed. It was all color-coded, all coordinated together. Like, there's so much stuff that you have to do, and not even just like deadline stuff, but then you have like, I played softball, so we had softball games, powder puff, prom, stuff like that, like stuff that you guys are doing, the podcast and everything, stuff for Eagle Eye. So like it all adds up, and you should keep track of what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. I remember being in Emma's physics class last year.
Oh my God, I'd show her every day. Look at this.
She'd walk in every day, she'd lay that calendar down, and she'd be like,
She wasn't really organized. Like, if you're not
Yeah.
Emma Dibert, that's okay. Extremely organized.
No, it's not okay.
I remember the planner.
And I worked all throughout high school, so I also had a job through all that, and it was a lot, especially because I worked second shift, so I would go into work at 4 o'clock right after school and work till 10 p.m. So it was hard to find time to do everything, but so that's why I think it's important to keep track of everything. So
It's probably one of the more stressful times you'll experience in life. Sadly, but.
it's definitely worth it. It's so fun.
Yeah.
And it's so rewarding at the end, like at graduation and like the ceremony when you get all your scholarships. That's another thing, working on scholarships. I spent weeks on scholarships, but it is rewarding whenever you hear your name called and you won stuff. So
And I think a lot of you guys spend a lot of time waiting for like your adult life to start. So it is really exciting, but it's also kind of sad. It's like a bittersweet type of thing.
Yeah,
especially.
That's kind of like where I'm at right now. Like, as I'm like saying, I'm like, I can't wait to be out of high school. Like, I just want to go to college. But like, I know that like college is going to be a lot harder. But honestly, I'm just over. I'm just over it at this point. I just want to move on to the next step in my life.
Well, I mean, Emma could speak to this too. The thing about college is, like, you guys spend 40 hours a week here. It's basically like a full-time job.
Yeah.
Especially if you have sports and things after school too. But, like, in college, if you're taking a full college course load, it's 16 to 18 credits. So you're going to be in class for 16 to 18 hours a week versus 40 hours a week that you spend here. So it feels like it's just so different. Like, you will have more time. Basically, as soon as you graduate.
Yeah.
Like, you'll have, unless you're going into the workforce, and then, but you're already used to 40 hours somewhere. So,
Yeah.
How was the jump from high school going into college?
It honestly, for me, it might be different for other people because I go to a community college. It's a lot different than a university. So, like, I don't have to live on campus. A lot of other people have to make that adjustment to moving to on campus, but I just commute every day to Altoona. But as far as, like, the classes, it's very laid back in a sense, but you also have more responsibility because, like, the classes that I have, like today, I was in class from 9:30 to 12:15. It was one class. They're a lot longer, and they're longer lectures, but once you're out of the lecture, then it's on your own time to, like, do your homework, and because I only have that class once a week, so you're learning all of that information, and then the next class that I have, I'll have, like, a quiz or an exam on it. So it's on your time to when you study or do your homework because they don't really give you that time in class like high school does. So it's an adjustment that way. But also it's nice because I only go to school 4 days a week. I don't have any classes on Fridays. So I don't go to school on Fridays, so I have a 3-day weekend. That gives me more time to do all that stuff and study. But that might be different than universities. Community college is different than a university.
I feel like the gist is the same though, like what you said about, like, the difference of, like, how you spend your time in class versus outside of class.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's the same no matter what, and I think that is one of the biggest things that, like, high school students struggle with is you have to be much more self-managed with your time.
And something that I like to do that helps me get stuff done is, even though class is over, I'll go to, like, the lounge or something. I'll stay at school and do stuff like homework or something because I'm more focused there instead of going home. I feel like there's more distractions at home. So that's my advice.
Nice. What do you think were, like, some of, like, the biggest tasks that you needed to complete, like, in order to be successful going into college?
For me?
Yeah.
Definitely the FAFSA, even though I didn't get any financial aid, but it's still important too because then they can offer you, like, grants and stuff like that, and even scholarships through your college, so it gives you more information even if you don't receive any financial aid. And something that Penn Highlands told me whenever I went to, like, tour the campus is they have a website where, like, students, they have certain scholarships that, like, freshmen or first-year students can apply for just for them to, like, win or get whenever you are going there. So, like, they have different scholarships that you can look into. Definitely going to orientation because it tells you a lot about the school and how they run things. So,
nice. Do you have any input on that situation?
For the seniors this year, I think that heavy size, because financial aid this year, as you two know, has been crazy. I mean, it was completely delayed, Emma, you know, too. Like, it usually comes out in October. It didn't come out until December 31st. Maybe December 31st. And then they colleges still don't have the data from the FAFSA to offer, like, financial aid letters. I think it's difficult for current college students. It's difficult for, like, current seniors, but financial aid, hopefully we'll go back to normal next year. Yeah. But it is definitely, like, one of the most important things. I'm glad you said that. I think, like, the scholarship, our local scholarship program we're huge. Through that now a little bit, but, like, that's really important. And the scholarship deadlines are still happening. I mean, the regional ones, like, you can apply up until, some of them aren't due until, like, the end of June. So just trying to keep track of all those things. Staying on top of your email with specifically from your college, like, not from me. You don't have to read my emails, that's fine. But the colleges that you are going to, like, they email. You kind of get email overload, but, like, one thing that might be helpful is just going through your email, especially, like, you guys, now that you kind of pretty much decided where you're going to go, going through your email and unsubscribing from those other colleges so that you are getting the important emails
Yeah.
from your college so you can stay on top of the stuff Emma said, like the scholarships that they offer, like orientation, like, you know, organizing housing, organizing, like, you need to get a roommate, your meal plan. Some of that stuff happens this year. Some of it happens over the summer. So definitely staying on top of, like, the communications you're getting from your colleges. Also just, like, making the decision and figuring out, like, if you can go to visit in the spring. And just trying to, like, nail down your decision without rushing, because that's, like, the fine line we're walking of, like, especially this year it's a little bit weird with financial aid. Like, you don't have your financial aid packages yet, so maybe trying to, like, hang in there, wait until you get that package, because they did extend the deadline to commit to a college until, like, usually May 15th. So,
like, I just want to, because I'm, like, 100%, I'm going to Penn State Altoona, and I just want to commit. That way I can have a signing day for volleyball. But you know what? I'm taking your advice, and I'm being patient.
But what did you do that was really smart? Didn't you do the financial aid estimator thing? Did I make that up? Were you, like... I can't remember what we...
Yeah, no, I think I did something like that, but then, like, I didn't do it. Yeah, I remember having it on a piece of paper, but I lost the paper, and it was so weird. I don't know.
It is hard. It's really tough, because you wanna commit, and you want to just, like, figure it out, have a plan. I think a lot of the families and your friends might not be understanding, like, the weird year that we're in, and are being like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Even in a normal year, you get that pressure, like, everyone, the biggest question you get senior year, like, what are you gonna do after graduation?
And everyone asked me that.
It's a lot of pressure to figure it out. So just trying to make sure all your ducks are in a row and you're not rushing into anything. It's hard any year, but especially this year.
Taking your advice.
Thanks. Can't wait for your signing day.
Okay, what are some senior events that seniors should plan to attend?
Ooh, there's a lot of good ones. I think, like, one that's on my mind because I've been working on scholarship stuff is Senior Excellence Night.
That's required.
That's required.
That's not like a
what I'll talk about.
They can participate in. Like, no, like, you will be participating in
When is it?
That's May 29th. Well, we're gonna have our senior meeting on April 30th, I think, 6th period, and we're gonna go over all this stuff, like all of the required events. There are some are required, some aren't. I'll take the time to plug my decision day. That's gonna be May 8th in the afternoon, so College and Career Decision Day. We use that time to, like, celebrate all the different plans the seniors are going into next year, and we have, like, lots of prizes, games. There's usually cornhole or, like, basketball.
Nitro ball tournament.
Nitro ball.
I remember you being in that.
Last year, the
champion.
entered it. So that's a really fun event. I'm looking forward to that. So.
And a lot of that stuff is supposed to be like a reward for you after all of this hard work that you've done. So I feel like you should just enjoy it while it lasts, because it's your senior year, so you only get it once.
Really good.
Thanks.
Inspirational.
Good advice. Because I do think it's easy, like, you're very stressed out right now as seniors to, like, decide not to go to those things, or to just kind of put a wall up and not enjoy yourself because there's so much stress. But if you can just try to compartmentalize it and have some fun too, I think that's important.
Emma, like, if you could go back, would you decide to, like, not go to community college and, like, go to a, like, 4-year university? Really?
No, I was just saying I understand you. I was like, wait.
I was like, really? Like, you were talking this up like you liked it.
So my whole plan senior year was, since I went to the CTC, I have a certification in interior design. So I was just going to go straight into the workforce. But then, why are you laughing at me?
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing because the situation was
So I was just going to go straight into the workforce, but then I had a job shadow with S&A Homes, and they pretty much offered me a job if I went to college and got a business degree. So then I went to Miss Broadfield and said, hey, listen, because the FAFSA was due in like a week, and I had nothing done. I didn't apply to any colleges. I was like, listen, this is my deal. I need your help. Can you please help me? So obviously she did a great job in helping me figure everything out. So thank you.
I didn't even know that.
Huh?
I didn't even know that.
What? That I wasn't planning on going to college?
Yeah, like I thought
no, I wasn't. My plan was go straight from high school and get my real estate license and then go into like real estate. But then she offered me a job, so I told her that. And so we were looking at colleges, and I didn't want to go to a university because I didn't want to move away.
Yeah.
Because me and my boyfriend had just bought a house, and we were moving out once I graduated high school, and I didn't want to, and we're flipping it.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to just leave him in the dust and not help him with anything. So I was like narrowed down to South Hills and Penn Highlands, and Penn Highlands offered more of like what I wanted to do, and they were cheaper.
Yeah.
And so I decided to go to community college. And one thing that I was nervous about for going to community college was getting made fun of, because everybody's like, community college is, you're weird for going to community college. But honestly, I think it has better benefits because they are cheaper, and they offer, like, I think they have a plan called the 3-in-1 or 2-in-2, where you can go and get those credits for half the price at a university, and they transfer to a university. So you're not wasting all this money paying them for classes that you can get cheaper at Penn Highlands or even another community college, and transfer someone else and just go straight into what you actually want to do instead of spending money on gen eds that you can get somewhere else. So I don't think I would change my mind. I like going to community college. So, like, a story for getting made fun of, shout out to the Patterson twins. They make fun of, and Leo always does too, they always say, "Oh, Emma, where's your graduation? You're going to graduate in the food court," because Penn Highlands is in the mall, so they make fun of me and say, "Graduation's going to be in the food court, so I'll see you there."
But you're going to graduate with no debt. And
but that's another thing is I didn't get any financial aid from the FAFSA, so I've been paying for college out of my own pocket.
Yeah.
And I would never have been able to do that if I was going to a university.
Oh, yeah, no.
So, I mean, it's definitely like I have to budget for that and work hard for my money to pay for it, but it's not undoable.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely worth it.
And I think I really respected, like, your decision, because I think you were doing the best thing for you, and it was a really smart decision. And going to community college is, like,
and the professors, professors there will tell you that you're the smartest for picking a community college and maybe transferring. You don't have to transfer. If you go there, you can go there for an associate's or a bachelor's degree, and you don't have to transfer. Or you can go for a 2-year and then another year, get an associate's, and then go for another year as like your 3-in-1, and then transfer and get another bachelor's degree. So like they have a bunch of in and outs of like how you can work the system of getting cheaper education and whatnot.
Yeah, and it costs less than $10,000 a year right now to go to Penn Highlands Community College versus any of the other local universities. It's like triple that amount at least, especially if you're going to live on campus.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I definitely feel like that, like, students always just think that, like, college is the way, like, a 4-year college, you know, like, whatever university is the way to go, but, I just think that it honestly just depends on the person, like, even if it's, like, college, community college, trade school, like, even if like, you just want to go into the workforce or you want to go into the military, like, it's whatever, like, suits you best, because obviously if you have aspirations to go into the workforce and you force yourself to go to college and you hate college.
That's what I know. A lot of my friends went to college, and some of them have already dropped out. Some of them say they hate it and they don't know if they're going to go back in the fall. And I'm just like...
Exactly. Like, I think it is so individual to each person. And if you know in your heart, if there's a pressure and you are feeling like, oh, I have to do this thing because this is what people expect of me, whether it's not going to college or whether it is going to college or whether it's going to the military or whatever it may be, like, if your heart is not in it, then
you're not going to like it.
You're probably not going to, like, push through and last through college or anything. Even if you, like, go into a job and you know it's not the right fit for you, like, you want to be happy, and whatever you have to do to get to that point, it is so individual. And, like, that's why high school is hard, is because, especially in a small town, like I'm also from a small town, there's a lot of like conversations and expectations on you guys of what you're going to do, and people have thoughts on it and opinions, and really you just have to be like, it's my life.
That's like nobody else is going to live through the dead. No one else is going to live through anything, like, except for
you're
you.
The one
so
paying
you might
that.
as well, you know.
Well, that's why I think it's important to do what you want, because even though I'm going to a community college and there were some kids that were like, oh, why would you do that? Like, you're weird for going there. But because of what I did in high school and because I worked so hard in high school, now I get to graduate early.
Yeah.
And I'll have a degree before any of them that are going to a 4-year college or a university. So, and it's not like I'm not bashing universities, but like if people bash you for going to a community college, it's like, I don't think community college is any less than a university.
Oh, yeah, no.
So
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It just depends on you.
For sure. And sometimes you have to go to a 4-year school depending on what you want to
Yeah.
do. Like,
Yeah.
it's all
Yeah.
about what your end goal is. And, like, but really, in my mind, like, college and career are going to the workforce, going to college, going to the military. Like, the end goal is all the same. You want to find yourself a career that you enjoy, whether it takes further education, whether it doesn't. It's all the same goal. But everyone has to just, like, stay in their own lane and not, like, judge each other for what they're going to do.
Yeah.
To wrap up, what needs to happen between the end of your senior year, if you're interested in going to college, like the rest of the senior year onto, the summer and then to the fall. One of my biggest worries is what we call summer melt. So like students who are planning to go to college, but somewhere along the line through the summer kind of like melt away and don't end up going. And that means you could potentially it might be that you're struggling to keep up with all of the like tasks and checklists and things that you need to do for college, because there can be a lot, like you have to get a physical, you have to make sure you have all of like the vaccines, especially if you're living on campus. I don't know if that you had to do that for community college, but
I had to get a physical, yeah.
So there's just like a lot of things to keep track of, and I think like one of my biggest pieces of advice to prevent summer melt is to make sure that you have an understanding of the offices on your college campus that you can talk to. As much as I will answer your email over the summer. There's just some stuff that I don't understand or know about each individual college. So just making sure, like, when over the summer you're checking your email, you're keeping on top of the tasks that you have, whether you're going to pull an Emma and have a planner and just be super organized, or if you're going to, like, put it in your phone, whatever, make calendar reminds, whatever you have to do to keep track of stuff, and then also to get good at figuring out where on campus, what office you need to talk to if you have questions, because it's their job, like as the college that you're planning to go to help you just as much as we might help you in high school. So making sure you're advocating for yourself and figuring out, okay, if I am having trouble with housing, like who do I contact on campus? If I haven't gotten my financial aid yet, or my PA state grant hasn't gone to the financial aid office, like who do I contact? So just
and usually like majority of whatever university or college you decide to go to, they have a website that maps literally everything out of everybody's contacts and what to do, and like checklists of everything you need to have done for like registration and orientation and stuff like that. So I would just look up, or if they send you an email or something, you can always look at a website or look it up or something, because 9 times out of 10 they have a website with all the information.
Or they've said it in the email, whether it's like really far down, this like giant block of text that you don't want to read, but it's in there. Or like one of the biggest things that I think people kind of mistake is like when you apply to college, you have one account. When you get accepted and commit to a college, you have another account. Like it is your school email account, whether it's like through Lock Haven, Penn State, Altoona, Penn Highlands. They will give you their email, and they might be emailing you on that over the summer. And if you haven't set that up yet, you might not be seeing those important reminders.
Yeah.
So making sure like you put that email on your phone, you get started like reading those emails, whether like I know Penn State has their own like student system where that's where your financial aid information goes. Just knowing what those are and like saving the passwords, like writing down the passwords, whatever, bookmarking them, I don't know, whatever you have to do. Just trying to make sure that you see the contact, because the school is definitely emailing you whether you know it or not about stuff you have to do.
Yeah, definitely.
And also just like I think preparing yourself mentally for college too. I think that's also part of summer melt. Is like it can get really scary over the summer, or if people in your life are doubting you and you really want to go to college, but maybe some people are like, oh well, why are you doing that, or judging you for where you're going or whatever. Just knowing like if it's what you want to do, then like follow through and make sure you're on top of stuff. But part of it is like the physical, what do I have to do to get there, like physically all the tasks, but part of it is like the mental preparation for college too, because it is a big transition and it can be scary, and I think a lot of people will let that fear like take over the summer. But there are supports on campus wherever you go for whatever it is you might need, whether it's like orientation or like maybe it's like mental health resources on campus, whatever it is, like it will be there and you should utilize it because you're paying for it too. So that's part of it. Yeah.
All right. Do you have any other questions? Do any of you guys have any other thoughts that you'd like to share?
Just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
I'm ready.